The more of that dessert you eat, the less scurvy you'll get. This dish is actually originating from Brittany, west coast of France, which is populated by a lot of fishermen. So they used to take that delicious cake that doesn't get stale that easy when it would go at sea for weeks, months sometimes. And you know what, scurvy was really big unfortunately in the 17th, 18th century on the boats and with the fishermen. So to combat it, they had an idea, trading cod against prunes from Agen. Why prunes? Because they were really high in vitamin C and help combat scurvy. And that's how it became popular, the phare Breton, phare au pruneau. Two things remain to be done, for us to get cooking and for you to subscribe. Let's go. Alright, so although last week's recipe was pretty complex, this one is pretty easy. So we're gonna start by taking some butter, we're gonna put it in a pot and we're gonna just melt it away. Nothing difficult. So far, literally what you think it is, it is. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab a jar and a hand blender. If you don't have one, you can also use a whisk, it works too. And we're gonna add our sugar, we're gonna add our salt, so dry ingredients. We're also gonna add our slowly pouring vanilla, so you can use a spatula so it's easier. Then I'm gonna pour my 3.25% milk. It's better if it's more fat, just more flavors, but you could use any milk. And finally, we'll crack 3 eggs. And you wanna know what else? Well, that's it. So I'm gonna take my hand blender and I'm gonna start mixing it until it's pretty smooth. When you've obtained something that is pretty good to you, you're gonna grab the flour and we're gonna add the flour little by little until it's fully blend. That's it. Then I'm gonna grab the butter that we have now melted and kind of like cool down slightly, and we're gonna add it to the mix. We're gonna mix it one more time, and we'll be done for the batter of this delicious phare breton. We're gonna give it a try. I always like to try my dough, making sure they're nicely balanced, and I'm happy with it. I will then place it back into the same jar I've used to put the milk earlier, but you could use anything. The idea is to make sure that we can put that away. So I'm gonna close it off and I'm gonna place it in the fridge for at least 3 hours, up to a day. I kind of like to do 12 hours. It's nice and rested. The gluten is beautiful. Meanwhile, we're gonna work on the prunes. So I'm gonna use some prunes from Agen. They are delicious. And to that, I'm gonna add half a cup of water and we're gonna put that on the stove. You're not really cooking it. Basically, what you want to do is, obviously they are dry. You want to make sure they bring some moisture. So we're going to reduce that until pretty much you don't see any water. At which point you're going to add your alcohol and you're going to flambe it. Wow, look at that. It's so beautiful. And we're going to burn it off until the flame is gone, which will tell us that it's ready because the alcohol is burnt off. We'll then place it into a bowl and we're going to also let that cool down 3 hours up to 12. If you obviously leave it for more than 3 hours, make sure it's covered and then leave it in your fridge. But I'm gonna leave it at room temperature. 3 hours later. All right, so all of our ingredients had a little nap. So we're gonna take our mixer, shake it up just to make sure everything is combined. Can even go fancy, but you know, I'm not a bartender, so I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm gonna grab an 8-inch cake pan. This one is easier because you can actually unclip it, which makes the cake be easier to unmold, but you can use whatever you have. Then we're gonna place some parchment paper, and then simply when I can actually open the jar, I will place the mix in the pan. That's it. That's it, that easy. Then we're gonna grab the prunes, and I'm gonna place the prune. The idea, I mean, honestly, I love prunes, so I put like a pretty good amount, I would say. You could also add some raisins. Any dry fruit, you can do cranberries. Traditionally, it is prunes, but you can do whatever you want. And we'll keep the last one as a snack. Then I'm gonna place it in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes to an hour, or until golden brown and you can actually take a knife out of it and it comes out clean. 45 minutes later. Well, this looked pretty good to me. It really reminds me of, you know, being home in France and my mom making it because my dad's from Brittany, so he loves that cake. So yeah, childhood memories all the way. So I'm just gonna take a little slice. Obviously we rested for about 45 minutes to an hour. We just wanted to cool down slightly, and look at that. A beautiful pruny cake. I cannot wait to try it. So you see, sometimes we also do easy recipe. You gotta believe me. And here we have it, another delicious recipe that was super simple to make, And the good thing about this dessert, it will be better tomorrow and better the day after. So easy, cost effective, and super delicious. And it's good for transit as well. So not bad. Anyway, I'm going to try this recipe very soon. So if you enjoy it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next episode. If you allow me. Tastes like the one my mom used to do. See you soon.